Alright, for anyone who wants to stick around, let's launch into the game and let's see what happens. Let's see if I can try and control myself. I feel like I've hyped this up way too much, but it's still one of the funniest games
Oh,
I think
it's
I've
gonna be
ever
excellent.
seen. It's fantastic.
But actually, thinking back,
Mhm.
as the game's launching, I
Yeah.
think we should have tried to use this game as the filler game while we were waiting for people to go Castle Age.
I feel like that might have been the right thing to do. It's pretty much the
Like,
perfect time.
I'm not sure if that's possible to have AOC running twice, but
I don't
if
think
we
it
could
is.
do that, then like we'd watch 5 minutes of this game while
Yeah.
we're going up to Castle Age, and then switch back to Arena,
Exactly.
and then in the next game do the same thing again.
I think it would be fantastic. I feel like because everyone's moving around in this game, you're in the game. So let's go ahead and introduce the players. And oh no, all the scores and stuff are still showing up. Hang on, let me get rid of them real quick. Procaster right here. This is exactly what we want to see. And there we go. So welcome everyone to just a little bit of a fun game, something that we thought we'd show you guys. And over here to the eastern flank of the map, we have Pyrosaurus Rex, one of my good friends from New Zealand, playing in the purple as the Mayans. And with me tonight, as has been the case for quite a while now, is Robo, and he's going to go ahead, I hope, and introduce Pyro's opponent today.
Okay, so over here on the right, we have myself playing. Oh wait, sorry. Actually, I'm not playing in this game.
No, you're not.
Pyro, he is a fellow Aussie New Zealand player, because everyone knows Kiwis, they're basically Aussies.
Oh.
And he's quite a good friend. And we've got a bit of a Mayans mirror happening here. I'll briefly introduce his map, and then I'll stop talking before Maddie gets mad at me. He's got a decentish back gold, kind of like to the right corner of the map. Then the rest of his resources are all clustered on this one hill: 2 stones, 2 golds. But this is also a really nice wall, because he's got 2 forests and a lake, which connect with this cliff to go to the edge of the map. So this is a perfect wall right here. He could even use the relic as part of the wall if he really wanted to save a little bit of wood. Now, Maddie is already losing it, and the game's only 3 minutes in. So I think I'll be doing most of the legwork in this game for some reason. And then
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then just the last part of Pyro's map, just the front where he's 2 boars and deer. Oh, it's not too much of a bad wall. But considering the ease with which he can wall the south side of his map, I think it would definitely be worth it to go like that lake on the right north side, over to the cliff, over to the other lake.
You're right. It is actually
like
a
nice right angle wall.
It is quite a nice easy wall
the map.
on this sort of southern side of Pyro's base. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, it's very nice. But then, okay, so over in the blue we have Matthias Sanka87, also playing with Mayans, strangely enough. His map is quite horrendously bad.
Yeah, that's trash. I've never actually noticed it before. That's really bad.
Yeah. You've watched this rap. You've watched this rap about 5 or 6 times.
I've still never noticed this.
Wow, okay. So his map, he's got forward, his 3rd or 2nd gold, one of the 2. It's pretty shitty. It's really far from the TC. Then both of these stones right next to each other. So as Mayans, you generally want 2 archers. So a bit difficult if you lose control of one stone, you've lost them both, and then you can't make castles. And then finally, off towards the left-hand corner, he's got his main gold and then his final gold. And his map for wall ability is
non-existent, really.
An average standard, but he has to go really far away to do the wall.
Yeah, it is pretty far out.
He has to go like 2 screen lengths basically to this forest south of the TC to the cliff, and then across to the other cliff, which is practically the middle of the map already.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
And then go across to the wood line with the lake in it.
Yeah, it's not that great.
It's not good at all. It's a much, much worse wall than Pyro's map.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's put it that way.
Pyro's definitely got a better map, in my opinion, in terms of wall ability. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Pyro does utilize the immensely simplistic wall ability of his map to his advantage.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, as Mayans, I mean, this game, I think, was played in the new player lobby, but what we normally see, Mayans on Arabia, really, really strong civ, obviously with the cheap plumed archers and the great economy and such. We would expect to see a Drush, I would say, Drush fast castle, or Drush flush, man at arms even.
Pyro doing a Drush fast castle would be really good, seeing as how easily he can wall his map.
Exactly, yeah. And he's got, they're not really that close, but, he could push in one deer with his eagle, which would be quite nice. Has he lost his eagle? No, he hasn't. He's pushing in one deer. Yeah.
He's pushing one of his deer.
Oh, man.
Maddie, it's like you've watched this game 5 times.
I know, and people say that the new player lobby guys don't know how to play. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is testament to the fact that they do know how to play extremely well. This, ladies and gentlemen,
not just anyone can lure a deer like that.
yeah, exactly. That idle villager by his house, ladies and gentlemen, is testament to the fact that new players maybe cannot play so strong. But that's okay.
But we have another good thing going for him. He's at least half a bill ahead of blue.
He is, yeah.
Which is quite nice.
Have they both researched Loom? Yeah, they've both researched Loom. Fantastic.
I think they both did it first thing as soon as they get started, which is standard as mine.
Definitely. And Pyro doing a very nice thing here as well, and splitting his lumber. I like that, because if he gets forced off one of his lumber, for example, the one in the south, then at least he's got another one to fall back to.
Yes.
Which is always
a good plan.
Exactly.
Especially when you're at a lower level like this, where you might not be able to predict where the enemy attacks. This way you're pretty much hedging your bets. He can only kill half of your eco at a time.
Exactly. And we can see here that player 1, the blue player over to the west of the map, has taken 10 gold. So it looks like he might be wanting to go for a drush. Is he going to throw down a barracks? No, this wouldn't even be a drush at this stage.
Another 10 gold,
this would not even be a drush. How much gold has this guy taken? Where is it? There we go. Yeah, okay, so he's taken, what was it, 8 gold or something like that? I think it was.
Oh, no, that's the Mayan bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's actually 10.
Yeah, 10 gold with the bonus, exactly. And Pyro up to the feudal age, a very, very strong time for a 22 population up, clicking up at 9 minutes into the game. And his Eagle Warrior looks like he wants to say hello to the opponent. He's forcing a lot of idle time here. In my opinion, this is completely and utterly worth it. Is the Eagle going to get out alive? No, he's not. Pyro loses the Eagle Warrior, but let's look at the bright side. He knows exactly where one of his opponent's resources are. He knows that the wood line is up on hill, and he has a TC.
Yep. And
so,
he's got a barracks.
And he's got a barracks. You're right, he did actually scout the barracks coming up. Interestingly enough, player 1 is still going ahead and mining even more gold. So this is either going to be
going to be like an endless drush?
I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe
well,
this guy...
you do know, but we're not
I do, no, exactly. And Pyro looks like he's chucking his barracks up now as well. Maybe wanted to get a bit of a wall off, secure the front part of his base. Very nice.
As we discussed, it's
exactly.
Quite a nice wall.
Yeah, he might want to put a palisade next to his barracks there. I feel like Pyro, being the fantastic waller that he is going to be able to spot that hole in his walls quick smart. But Pyro up to the feudal age, his opponent still in the dark age, making 3 militia at the moment. He's actually got the gold for another militia. Will he go for it? He's got the resources, in fact, for another militia. He's mining another 10. This is just greedy. This is the definition.
Rush,
I'm not sure. He's gone for 4. Pyro up to the feudal age. What is Pyro going to go for?
Pyro, he did the palisade wall.
He's
definitely a pro waller. He
definitely.
Knows what he's doing in the walls.
There is literally nothing wrong with Pyro's walls in this game. What we can see is Pyro's villager building an archery range. Fantastic, he's moved out to gold. So it's going to be archers coming in for Pyrosaurus Rex. His opponent's he's still in the Dark Age, but he has at least clicked up to the feudal age after having brutally murdered one of his sheep very, very far away from his town centre and leaving a good chunk of his economy idle. He's clicked up to the feudal age.
He also almost noodled his boar.
He did yes, he did. Absolutely.
Whereas Pyro, on the other hand, being so good, didn't. His balls were very good, and even his deer's almost underneath the DC.
Exactly. I feel like Pyro can do no wrong in this game.
Yeah, he's doing everything correct.
He's getting out a spearman, and I mean, obviously, normally you only get spearmen out when you're expecting your opponent to do scout rushes. But I have spoken to Pyro before, and he says, seeing as though he lost his scout, he wanted to get a spearman out to go ahead and do some scouting. So we're going to see.
Definitely a good idea. Try to work out where the enemy resources are.
Exactly, because at the moment he knows where the town centre is and the wood, and that's it.
And he knows where to go to scout, so he can sort of walk around there, and maybe he can find some wolves and do a wolf rush.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what's going to happen.
While this is happening, Pyro's building some more houses, continuing the wall across the front of his base.
Fantastic.
It could be a little bit better. It could be heading towards the lake a little bit more, but it's not a bad wall so far.
At least he's getting something, which is nice.
Yep, and then he can head towards the other house and then go to the final wood line.
That would be strong, especially since Blue is now bringing in his uncharacteristic 4 militia drush from the Mayan player, and it would not surprise me if he's going to go ahead and research man-at-arms as well. He's just lacking a little bit of gold to do that, but Pyro has absolutely no idea. No, sorry, he does have an idea, because before his Eagle Scout got lost at the town centre, he did manage to scout that barracks out. Another archery range coming up for Pyro as well, as player 1 decides to batter a house ruthlessly, but before thinking, you know what, I can do more damage somewhere else. Yeah, exactly, Pyro's running.
Pyro's running.
Pyro
He
is
could have
running.
pulled the villager in there.
He
But
could have. No, he just wants to. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do too much walling because he knows that it's just going to cause the game to slow down. And now the drush is in. But here we go. Pyro with the. Oh, look at those quick walls in the wood line. Fantastic.
See,
Oh,
he
this.
was saving his walling ability for that wall.
I think he
instead of
has. I feel like that's the
archery.
right thing. Man-at-Arms coming in now as well for player 1, and Pyro sending a villager out to his wood line. That's a little bit detrimental, a little bit dangerous, especially considering that there's a drush there, and Pyro continuing to send out villagers. The gather point's still set on the wood line out there. How many villagers is Pyro going to send out there before he realizes that this is not what you should be doing in the early stages of the game? I don't know, but he's decided that he's going to bring that other villager home now as the third
Oh, but
villager.
there goes another villager.
Third villager
Oh,
heading
but
out there as well.
Brought that villager back. He knows
He
what he's
did,
doing.
yes.
And look at this Pyro's resources. He could do a
Fast castle.
almost, yeah, okay, it'd be an okay castle.
It would be a pretty solid castle
Like,
time.
if he just goes builds a blacksmith on the front of his base to finish off the wall across the front there.
Yeah.
And then gather a little tiny bit more gold,
And
he
he's
can cook
up. And he'll be fine. He would be in an okay
Yeah.
position. He does have a few archers out. I think he's got 4 archers out on the map. He did get his spear brutally beaten to death by the deer gathering villagers of player
Maybe
1.
Hopefully it wasn't the deer. I'm pretty
No.
sure deer only attack in that one miscellaneous Viking campaign.
Yes, I think you're right actually. That's entirely correct. As Blue brings in his Man-at-Arms plus Eagle Warrior combo to try and do a bit of harassment on Pyro's gold mine. And harassment is what's going on here as Blue moves in to the wood line.
But
Oh,
remember,
no.
this is why Pyro split his wood line. So
Exactly.
that even though he's idling these 10 villagers, he still has those 5 at home chopping wood.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was going to bring up as well. He's just bought time for his archers to get over here, really, which is definitely the right thing to do in my opinion, because these archers are going to be able to tear through these man-at-arms quick smart. I don't agree with the fact that Pyro is sending only 1 archer to deal with all this army. It's a bit of an interesting decision in my
Well,
opinion,
maybe
but
he's just that confident with his micro that he
Yeah,
can
true.
take that fight.
I suppose he can just keep kiting and kiting and kiting. But here's an interesting advancement. We have Blue up to the castle age, and he's throwing up an extra barracks.
Ooh, now...
This is not what you normally expect to see as
But
Mayans.
he's also mining stone.
He
so
is.
Is he maybe going to drop a castle and fast imp eagles?
He could, or maybe he's going to go man-at-arms trush, or longsword trush.
Longswords.
Longsword trush, that could be fun.
Carlos Ferdinand would have an orgasm. if he saw
God,
that.
he would be loving that. I also like the fact that player 1 has decided to seed. Oh no, there we go. He seeded a farm and had nothing building it, so it's almost as if he was just keeping that wood for a rainy day. But yeah, no, Blue up to the castle age now. Pyro moving out with his archers. This is what we want to see. We need Pyro to go ahead and be aggressive. Start doing some damage back at his opponent's base. It's interesting that he's decided to split his archers into a group of, 6, 7, and a group of 2, hitting from multiple places, multiple
Well,
locations.
I think the group of 2 archers is a distraction attack.
Yeah, I think it is.
Like,
I think
go
you're right.
attack the wood line because he knows there's that resource there.
Yep.
And then draw Blue's army off, and then the 7 counter punches in the south. Hits
I like
all the
that.
gold.
Yep.
That would be good. And he also, well, actually, he hasn't seen the gold, but he's seen the stone.
No. He's also
So-
seen that a lot of his villagers are dying in the wood line as the Man-at-Arms and Eagle Warrior come storming back in as well. 3 villagers going down for Pyro. Not looking
But
in
that's
a nice
okay, though. The
position here.
archers, they're still advancing.
That's true. Yep, no. Oh, no.
Nope.
The archers
they're
are coming
not.
back.
The archers turned around.
The archers did turn around.
Well, I guess we have to give them credit for being very family oriented.
Yeah, of course,
Our bros and sisters are dying at home, so we're gonna come back. We're gonna
no
save
one
the-
left behind, exactly. And here we
Exactly,
go.
Except for the dead, they're fine.
Blue up to the castle age, and we can see Eagle Warriors coming out for Pyro, for Blue now, as Pyro decides, oh, you know what, I can just batter these men-at-arms down after losing 1, 2 more villagers to the men-at-arms and Eagle Warrior rush. I'm going to send my archers forward. I haven't got fletching on them, but I heard fletching's overrated, and I may as well sink those resources into more army. And here we go, he might get a couple of villager picks here on Blue's stone mine out the front of his base.
If only he could hit though, because Blue, the 2k micro is
It's
just
just
sidestepping that
fantastic.
villager.
He's obviously been watching Robo micro his vills against Winchester. Oh, there we go, 1
Oh,
villager
yes.
down. The villager count is dead even for these 2 players at the moment.
But
Scale mail
look,
armor,
Blue is making Eagle Warriors, Castle Age Eagle Warriors
Which
with
is-
armor upgrades.
oh, so strong. Just can't get over
so
this.
unexpected. Nobody
Exactly.
Just
No,
like,
it's
it
not
was
what you
such a
expect.
shock when they run out of the fog.
Exactly.
But Pyro, he's getting fletching. So he's going to have +1 attack, which will kind of counter the +1 armor that the Eagle Warriors
Exactly.
have now.
And it's going to come down to, really, in my opinion, it's going to come down to how well Pyro can micro this. I feel like 4 Eagles, you know what, you might be in an okay position to whittle these down if you focus fire them. But let's see what Pyro's micro's like. He's kiting well. He's targeting the same Eagle Warrior over and over again, but 2 more Eagle Warriors come storming out.
Not yet, though. Look
No.
at this. Let's just switch over to Blue's point of view and see how much damage the Eagle Warriors take.
Not a lot.
I like that picking off the villager,
I
though.
do, yeah,
That
Pyro.
was
Yep.
quite good.
He realised the situation. He's like, you know what? I'm going to completely and utterly lose these archers, so I may as well try and get a
Archers, I
villager
better
pick if I can.
Kill something.
Exactly. And here we go.
But
Now
after
Pyro.
this fight, we can see we've got 1 Eagle on 6 health, another Eagle on 12, and then a third on 23 health, and then the rest are all full health. So, I think with a little bit more firepower, he would have been able to kill 2 or 3 Eagles. But back in Pyro's base, we have Pyro going for that amazingly nice wall walk that we discussed earlier,
Oh my god.
protecting all of the resources outside the front of his base, controlling that hill with the Great Wall of
Oh my god.
wherever the mines come from.
Oh, he's utilising the
Wall of
Mayan
Mexico?
team bonus to its greatest extent.
Yes. Is this the Great Wall of Trump?
I don't know. Either way,
I guess
Pyro's.
it's Trump's. The wall. Oh, and he makes a whole wall. Yes, he decides
He
used
needs
a lot
the
of stone. He
stone.
needs to mine more stone. He needs to replace the stone that he has just lost. Unfortunately, Blue has picked this time to come in with his Eagle Warriors, but Pyro, quick thinking as always, is making some stone walls around the stone mine. Let's see. It's gonna be close. I'm not sure if he'll get all the stone walls up, but who knows? Maybe we'll see it.
Jesus.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh.
Poor Pyro.
Oh, the walls.
Oh no. Oh,
the
Jesus.
The
Oh,
walls
man.
are so nice. Do we want to do a comparison of the walls that he did do with the walls he should have done? Or do you think we've done enough?
I think we just need to leave it at this.
Leave it at this?
Oh god, I agree with people in the chat saying that stonewalling is the only option, but do you agree that stonewalling like this is the only option at this stage in the game?
No, this was not the stonewalling that they had in mind
Oh
when they
good
say stonewalling.
god.
So
Oh,
that
lordy.
was our friendly community recorded game with Pyro. Tune in next
Jesus.
week for some
For some more screwed up games.
Yes.
Oh god. Oh man. I'm crying.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, huge ups to Pyro for letting us stream that though. It's not fun to
Yes.
have your flaws and bad plays picked apart, but cheers man, that was awesome.
Oh, that was lots of fun.